Hey everyone, how's it going? Lance here. For this video, I want to answer another frequently asked question I get, which is how many hair transplant procedures have I had and how many grafts did I get in each surgery? So I have had two FUT strip procedures. The first one was on July 14th, 2014, and the second one was actually a year ago today on November 11th, 2015. And the way that my surgeon, Dr. Matthew Huebner, does quantifies how much hair you get is not by the graft. So if you go to a lot of other hair transplant surgeons, they'll probably quote you, oh, well, you'll get 2,000 grafts, or you'll get 3,000 grafts, or 4,000 grafts. And in my opinion, charging by the graft is not a very fair way to assess how much hair you're going to get, because one graft does not equal one hair. A graft can have one hair, it could have two hairs, it could have three hairs, it could have four hairs. So what Dr. Huebner does, and what a few other doctors do, which include Dr. Daniel McGrath, what they do is that instead of saying, well, you're going to get this amount of grafts and you won't really know how much total hair that is, Dr. Huebner and Dr. McGrath, they charge by and quantify the hair by the length of the donor strip in square centimeters multiplied by 200 hairs per square centimeter. So you probably just heard that and are wondering, what the hell does that even mean? So here's how it works. The first surgery I had, the length of the strip was 31.05 square centimeters long, and the average person has about 200 hairs per square centimeter, which is about average density. So if you take 31.05 and multiply it by 200, you'll get 6,210. So that's about the amount of total hair that I got. It's not exact, it's more of an estimation. One thing that also marks how Dr. Huebner does things a little bit differently is that although, yes, I have grafts in my scalp that are 1, 2, 3, or 4 hairs, he also uses larger density grafts that have multiple follicular units. So a follicular unit is a naturally occurring bundle of hair that can have 3 hairs, 4 hairs, 2 hairs. And what these multiple follicular units are is that they're larger grafts that have multiple bundles in them. And those were placed way in the very top of my head. You wouldn't place that in the very front because that would make it look unnatural. That's why a lot of 1 and 2 hair grafts are placed in the very front to give me a soft, natural appearance. So when I had my second procedure with Dr. Huebner a year ago today, back in 2015, I had him remove the old scar, and then he stitched me together, and he got an even longer strip. And the second strip that he got me was 36.675 square centimeters. So multiplied by 200, that would equate to about 7,335 hairs. But when you take out the old scar, you're not going to get as much hair. So in his estimation, my second procedure got me about 6,500 hairs. So you're probably wondering, well, okay, well, you got this amount of hair, he uses bigger density grafts. Well, how, if you were going to compare that apples to oranges to how many grafts at another surgeon, how much hair did you get, Lance? So what I was told is that because a strip that long would be cut into mostly 1 to 4 hair grafts, a strip that long could equate to about some 4,000 grafts at another practice. So yeah, so short answer is first surgery got me 6,210 hairs, which could equate to about 4,000 grafts. The second surgery I had got me about 6,500 total hairs, which could also equate to about 4,000 or so grafts. So I know it's a kind of a tricky thing to assess and explain, but the more you research hair transplants, the more you learn that charging by the length of the donor tissue that is removed is a lot more fair and equitable to the patient than charging by the graft. I think that will help educate you better on which type of surgeon you should choose, and also to fairly assess how much total hair you're going to get in one surgery. So one person I highly recommend that you all contact to answer questions about, or to ask questions about, graft versus tissue, FUE versus FUT, I recommend talking to my former hair transplant educator, Steve Cook. Steve was my patient advisor during my first procedure with Dr. Huebner, and he now is currently the patient educator for Dr. Daniel McGrath's practice in Austin, Texas. I'll put his contact information in the link video description below. So if you have other questions about my experiences, feel free to go ahead and ask me. Visit my blog, myfollicularjourney.com. And also contact Steve. He has a wealth of knowledge. He's worked in the hair transplant industry for 30 some odd years. He's had every sort of procedure you can think of done on him. And if there's a question you have, he can definitely answer it. So check it out. And thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.